prisoners. An Israeli strike on Iranian facilities reportedly damaged parts of a covert military site southeast of Tehran.
Analysis of satellite images by AP News linked the site to Tehran's previous nuclear weapons program and a separate location associated with its ballistic missile development.
Former Bolivian President Evo Morales reported surviving an alleged assassination attempt on Sunday after unknown assailants reportedly shot at his vehicle.
Morales was unharmed, though authorities have yet to confirm the incident.
NASA Administrator Bill Nelson expressed alarm over reports of secret talks between SpaceX CEO Elon Musk and Russian President Vladimir Putin, urging an investigation if the allegations are accurate.
Nelson addressed the situation at a semaphore event.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee. And hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
No. Not doing it. Not doing it. I'm not doing it. You can't make me do a show today. I won't. I'm just not having it. I'm just checking my email. I'm not doing a show today. I just refuse. There's no show. I'm just here doing what I do. So forget about it. This is not a show. I'm not doing a show. I refuse. So watch me just sit here and drink my coffee. You're welcome to. That's it. I'm done with this dopey show, or whatever it was, if it was ever a show. It's not a show. Are you enjoying watching me sit here? I'm probably just going to watch a YouTube video or something. You want to watch me watch a YouTube video? It's fine. I'm just done with it. I'm done with everything. I guess good morning. It's October 29th. Tuesday, October 29th. I just don't know. What's the point? What's the point? We have a week left before an election, and then probably about a month of fighting after the election, and then we'll all kill ourselves in December, and that will be it. So in the meantime, I'm just going to sit here and check my email and watch YouTube videos. That's all. I don't even have an Opus Clips commercial I could play for you because I haven't reproduced it with music that won't get me a copyright strike because they gave me an ad that has a copyright strike. So I'm just going to sit here. You know what? I'll play you something, a commercial for nothing. How about that? A commercial for nothing. You know what? I want to check something. I'm just going to check something, and then I'll be right back. Let me check this.
What's that? It's morning? I hope I didn't miss coffee with the dog. I love waking up with Matt Napo. He's got the best guests, the best chat.
That's just ridiculous.
Right now.
No.
Matt Napo and My Dog TV. It's magic.
It's not magic. What the fuck are you smoking, dude? Oh, that was... Yeah, well, a little slow there, Craig, but okay.
Thank you for providing a
wow,
safe
nice jugs.
for all us freaks.
I don't know.
For
I
entertaining us on
can't
a
hear
daily
anything.
basis.
I got my head between the jugs.
And for
I'm
not
sorry.
being shy about sharing your opinions.
Yeah, well, could I
being able to take a job.
undo that one button there?
You're awesome.
I know, but wait a minute. Can I rewind? Is there a rewind button here? No. Yeah. Yeah. Fair weather friend. You're not a friend. You go chase Willie around. Beat it. Beat it. Get lost. Yeah. Oh. All right, get lost. Come on, get out. You're taking too long. Come on.
I don't know how to control. I just don't.
It's going on too long. I'm just gonna hit the Tom Segura button if this keeps up.
But I do. I love you.
All right. Fine. Be that way. Michael being up your ass. I'm sorry. Oh, see this?
I love coffee with the dog. Matt Napo is the best. Matt Napo is the best.
Here we are again, guys. Another month, another cancer patient from the Unbookables crew. Matt Napo, Mind Dog TV. This, brother, is something you've put together yourself again with a little help from Carman and myself, Dean, and some others. Too many people to name, but you, Matt Napo, you, sir, are the guiding light of a fan base of waves and strays and freaks. And I don't mean freaks in a negative way. I mean you have an ability to bring in freaks. Freak power, baby. It was a Hunter S. Thompson philosophy. You've got a whole campaign on freak power. And for me, that means individuality.
Yeah, right.
Supporting others with an individual ambition and their own aims in mind. You, sir, advocate that down to the T. We have known each other for about 2 years, maybe a little bit longer. Since then, you've opened up a few doorways for me. I've spoken to comedy heroes.
Wait, play the music. Get them off the stage.
Last podcast. Without that, I don't think I would have had the opportunity to speak to the people that I've spoken to. Not only that, you have given myself and Carl Mann a great podcast of Dykes and Man, or Odam, as the true fans know it. That's all on the Mind Dog TV channel. You, sir, are a scholar and a gent. I love you, brother. Your freaks love you. The pigs love you. We are indebted to you.
You're a quitter.
We love you again. We love you. Peace, brother.
Yeah, sure. And I haven't seen you for 4 years, right?
Napo. Mind Dog. I always come up here and always have done for sort of major life decisions, but it's quite an emotional spot for me. I was born just over here.
Nice out there. It's a fucking January.
Anyway, just thought, along with everyone else, it would be a good time to be a bit more serious. And thank you very much for all your help. I first came on your show last September. I was fucking depressed. I didn't, not a lot was good. And it sort of gave me a bit of an outlet. It gave me a bit of a
ridiculous piano part.
Bit of encouragement, a lot of encouragement, and then gradually, I feel like me and Jamie have become part of the family. And obviously, the Andres podathon in January gave us a big opportunity.
Be part of my
and
family.
Since then, with Dykes and Man even helping last rites, everything has just got better.
Good luck.
And I just want to really honestly thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're doing a great thing for Levine this weekend. Let's hope no more.
That was August.
I think we'll never say no, though. I think we'll never say no, even though we think this might be the last one.
No.
There's my bald head
could
there.
say no for you.
And ultimately,
no.
I'll probably hang myself in one of these trees, I reckon, just to come full
circle in life.
All right,
that's a good idea. I will join you.
But no, honestly, thank you very much. Looking forward to today. I'm sure we'll
let's go back to the tree
and that's it. Yeah, thank you for being a new member of my family, and I hope to see you soon.
Oh,
Cheers.
shit. I don't want that.
That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but... Yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do, it's a video. Sting video. Okay.
What is...
For credits.
I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the room with the fabulous Ron. I didn't tell you about The Apprentice, Kane, Stephen. Don't worry, everybody's cool, man. Ortiz, and my best friend of the last 98 years. Never mind. That's the guy. Good morning, guy.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Are you ready for Halloween? You're not. Okay, It's Halloween, so pretend you're feared for the kids. For the kids. Go to MindDog TV and get your, quote, "You've got your candy, now get the fuck off my lawn" yard sign. MindDogTV.com. Support your local mercenaries and enjoy the suffering.
Thank you for that. I'm not ready for Halloween. I think I ate all the Halloween candy, by the way, already. So, kids,
is it because you have a Halloweenie?
They drilled out all the important parts.
Well, they did do that. That's right. You have to bring up traumatic memories just because.
We're just trying to give you sensory overload. That way you'll forget how upset you are about other shit. You're like, oh shit, my dick. Oh shit, and that way you forget all the other stuff, and you'll get back to the same old grumpy Matt that we're used to. Not the new grumpy Matt. We don't know what to do with this new grumpy Matt. We like the old grumpy Matt. Where all we do is show you some tits and you'd be all happy.
I need a comedian, a real comedian to talk to on the morning show. Oh, and fuck. Today, I got you guys, I know, but I need somebody.
This son of a bitch.
I'm not saying you're not real comedian.
No, I'm saying you're 100% right, because I wish I was friends with the real musician, so it's fine. I get it.
No, that's fine. But I need to have a guest here who is a comedian. And I'm not saying they have to be a fucking star or anything. I just want to fucking talk to somebody funny who, we don't talk to every day. But today we have a couple who authors books together in hour 2. And it's like, I'm not really, what am I going to talk about this fucking novel? You know what's going on in the world? I want to fucking read novels. You think I want to fucking read novels? Do you think I do? I'm asking you. That's
probably not.
Yeah, correct answer.
I know. See, you seem more like a novella kind of guy. Novels seem too deep and too long.
I seem more like a paragraph type of guy, and that's difficult these days.
Ron, you've muted yourself.
What's the book about?
It's about 900 pages long, and it's about World War II.
They do a series of romance novels. Here's the deal. They've been on 5 years ago. They were on the evening show. They write. They're both technology heads. They're older than me, and they're technology heads.
So we're going to listen to a book about the telegraph? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Typewriters.
They write romance novels, but they're both like web programmers, app developers, whatever. You know, things you would think a 14-year-old kid would be doing. This elderly couple.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
like that. That's what the.
I don't know if that's really considered technology. It's good. I guess.
No, it's technology. There's a pendulum that's being involved there, and some hand-eye coordination.
Ancient Greek technology or something of how. But for people on the radio, they were trying to. They were practicing the hip swivel pendulum cock swing, going into the space move. If you know what that looks like.
You know what we did miss last week though was
there's also nothing more satisfying than a good cream pie, and if you have
great,
yes, sir, he is not wrong.
No, he is. He's very wrong. There is a lot more satisfying than a good cream pie. Death would be very satisfying at this point.
Okay,
right?
Matthew.
Only if you died in the cream pie.
That clip gets better, especially when the two guys are talking about cream pies.
No, Ron, I have a bone to pick with you. This Apprentice movie has been out 2 weeks now. 2 weeks, and you never mentioned it once or where I should go to see it or any of this stuff. You are our entertainment guy, and this movie, people, I'm reading about reviews on Twitter.
Wait,
and I have nowhere. No, why are you purposely avoiding this movie?
No, I thought it was people forgot about that as soon as it came out, and it had people were talking about it for maybe a half a day. Then it was gone.
Oh, they were talking about it all day yesterday.
I was gonna say honestly, I didn't know it was out yet either. I thought we were still waiting for it to come out.
Yeah, me too. So did it? I guess it sucked. Is that the bottom line here? It sucked so much that nobody cared about. Because to me,
it's like #1 in the box office internationally. It's like
that's why I don't know about it. I thought it was on a streaming network. Because I'm like,
no, it's in theaters. It's like earned like $400 billion already.
You're lying.
$400 billion.
You're lying. Why do you lie to me? Why do you lie to me?
See, now
I guess I could have mentioned it because it's got the very tasty Sebastian Stan in it, but
no,
yes, sir.
I've never heard of him before. Where is he?
Yeah, he's the Winter Soldier. He's getting a lot of talk right now for another movie he's in about because he's a good-looking guy. So he has a movie where he gets all uglied up and has an ugly face.
I'm not a really.
This is his Charlize Theron. This is his Charlize Theron monster moment.
What am I, chopped liver? I'm a really good-looking guy, right?
Yeah, but you don't have to. Oh, well, chopped liver. For chopped liver, you're a good-looking guy. Yeah.
All right. All those people.
Is that an old New York saying, or is that an old Jewish New York saying? What am I, chopped liver?
I think it's Jewish. I think it's Jewish. I can't imagine Italians going for the chopped liver stuff. It's like,
it's like why is chopped liver bad? It's like, what am I, chopped liver?
Even regular liver, before you chop it, it's bad.
I don't know, man. I like liver and gizzards, man.
Yeah,
I used to love liver. Yeah, my father used to make
wrong with you?
Really
You're like, do you also like eating feces? There you go.
I do not mind fried intestines if they're cleaned and prepared properly. Sure.
You mean chitlins?
I mean that'd be our term for it. Yes, chitlins.
While
Yeah.
we're
Just say
talking about
chitlins because nobody knows what a fried intestine is.
Well, he asked about feces, and I didn't want to say chitlins because he's from New York and he disembowels people, so I didn't want him to get confused with what I was talking about. So, and I'm scared for my life a little bit.
But when Italians cut people open, they don't just say, "Yeah, we got your chitlins." No, they like emulsion and stuff like that. They use like Italian like Parmesan and stuff like Romano. That's what they do. They don't talk chitlins. They talk Italian.
You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing.
What are you talking
And when they're
about?
killing you, they go.
You don't. First of all, I do not disparage my Italian heritage. You know how much spaghetti I've eaten in my life.
That's Chinese. It's not. It's not Chinese. I just.
I like SpaghettiOs.
I have eaten enough spaghetti so that Tony Hinchcliffe will call me a chink.
I wish
That's
I had
how
a
much
fucking
spaghetti I've
razor
eaten.
blade here right now. I really do.
No, don't go out like fucking what's her
not
name?
on the live stream. I think that's the best way.
Definitely
to go out.
live stream it. We need the views and clicks. I'm just
not
saying.
bloody. You know,
no,
it's the blood you have a problem with. What?
No, just make it a
What do you
better
have a problem with?
show. That's boring. Just then you just that's boring. Like I don't know.
All right.
Build your house with you in it or something. I don't know. Do something cool.
Well, but look, whatever you do, make sure the cat is not. Make sure the cat doesn't see it because the cat will be traumatized, or they'll eat your eyes. I'm not sure which. I'm not sure how your cat will react. Some cats will be traumatized. Some cats will eat your eyeballs. And then some cats will actually do both.
Steven, you know this Bear Love guy? You're friends with Bear Love, right?
Yeah, we've met a few times.
Why hasn't he been on the show?
Because he's not.
That's your answer? Holy crap, that was quick. You're like.
He's a new. Well, okay. Your complaint was, I'm sick of having comics that have only been doing it for 3 months or for 30 days, blah, 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 blah. And he's a newer comic. I didn't want
He got the name Bear Love in 3 months or 2 months. Really?
I don't know where the name comes from. I haven't asked him where it comes from. I usually I don't go to people like, hey,
you don't get a name like Bear Love being in
Where's that
entertainment. You don't be if you have a name like Bear Love, you kind of.
Well, he's a hippie.
What?
He's a hippie. He's a hippie.
Yeah, he had the name way before he did comedy.
Yeah, he had that. I'm really certain. I'm confident.
We can talk to him about his hippiness, with not necessarily about his time in comedy.
He's a really nice guy. He really wants to help. He really wants to help people. Like, he's a good guy.
We don't want it. We don't want
any nice
but
guys.
No,
you said
we don't want any nice guys on the show. Forget it.
His mom called him Bear. But again, he's a newer comic. You said you didn't want newer comics, so I didn't invite him.
No, it's not. It doesn't have to be a comedian. It could be just a person. But if he's a nice guy, forget it. That rules him out. We don't want any nice people on this fucking show.
Well, obviously, we deal with your bullshit every day, Himmler. Anyway, listen, he's a really nice guy. He's super interesting. He might be worth. He might be worth bringing on the show.
Well, if he's super interesting, that's enough. But he's nice, so fuck it.
Well, he's nice, but he's also
I brought it up.
He's your type of person. He's like your Outback hooker comic, but not a hooker.
He played in a band in church. I played in a band in church. So did Clutch Riley, which I told Clutch he could be on the show. I asked Clutch to be on the show, and then I never followed up with that. So Clutch's
he's an
girlfriend
interesting dude.
really
Like I said, he's a newer comic, so I just wanted to avoid that. So because you said not to, my bad, Dad. I misunderstood the assignment.
You think that once you invited Clutch to be on the show, he would have given you an automatic response, like yes, but
true.
There was a reason I played that little tribute to me.
Cheers.
Before, did you catch that? Did you even see that I played a little tribute to me?
I caught the eulogy.
All those people now hate. This is a good segue because Ron was talking about the tasty, good-looking, whatever the guy Sebastian Shitface, whatever his name.
Sebastian Cabot.
Yeah.
I mean, how dare you?
Yeah, how dare you?
No, how dare I? All those people in that little tribute to me now hate me because I said something nasty. Not nasty.
Carl hates you? Carl doesn't hate you.
He does
Carl
now.
Doesn't hate you?
Yes. After last night, what happened last night on Twitter, I said something derogatory about another good-looking actor, or I guess they say he's good. Fine, he's good-looking. They want to fuck him. All of those people want to fuck him.
Who's the actor?
Michael Biehn.
Hold on, let me look this man up.
Mr. Bean? Of Mr. Bean?
No,
I don't think that's it.
Not Mr. Bean. Ron, you know who Michael Biehn is, right? You're our show business. Tell me you know who Michael Biehn is.
I've never heard his name.
Good. I'm glad. See, now they all hate you, all you guys too, because you don't know who Michael Biehn is.
Is it Biehn? B-I-E-H-N?
Yeah.
This dude's fucking ugly. What are you guys talking about?
See, now you're hated too. I'm glad. So I'm glad they hate all of us.
This is why we seceded from you, English fucks. This is gross.
He's not English.
Whatever.
He was in Terminator. He was in the Wyatt Earp movie.
I recognize him.
Tombstone.
I have it right here. He's
He was Ringo in Tombstone. But
what's his name again?
Michael Biehn.
B-I-E-H-N.
Yeah, that's it. B-I-E-H-N.
All right.
His movies include Aliens, Terminator, Tombstone, Aliens, The Abyss, Terminator 2, Alien 3, The Rock.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right. So Kat was saying that she wanted to fuck him. Now Kat's got a man, by the way. I don't think it's proper if you're in a relationship. He's 70? No, he's
68 years old.
Yeah.
He looks like an old used saddlebag. Maybe 30 years ago he was hot.
Yeah, in the original Terminator, that guy was tasty. I would give you that. The blonde hair, the trench coat,
sure.
The rugged good looks, the ability to touch a woman and make her feel the moistness that she's been craving her entire life.
Keep going.
Then in the scene where the bedroom is dark and he takes his shirt off to expose his glistening pectorals and muscles.
I'm almost there.
I'm almost there. Keep going.
Don't stop, Ron. Keep going. Keep going. I'm
Ron,
almost there.
don't stop. Fuck.
Then the scenes that he shared with Arnold Schwarzenegger, saying, "Arnold, please make me the man that I am." That
and I've concluded. Thank you.
So
okay.
Here's what happened. Kat, Kat, who I've been performing at Margaritas.
Cats and dogs.
Yeah, cats and dogs. She posted on Twitter. Who wouldn't want to? She was talking about the Terminator and who wouldn't want to bone Michael Biehn before whatever the mission was in that fucking movie that they had to complete, like it's a video game or whatever. And I said
wasn't he Connor or something? Connor something?
I don't know. I don't care. All I said was because she said he should have been a much bigger star. Arnold became a huge star and he should have been a much bigger star. And I said he's unwatchable on the level of Kevin Sorbo or Scott Baio. And then they all turned on me. And I was like, well, what movie has he been in this century? It's not like bad luck that he hasn't been in a movie in this century. He wants to work. It's just he sucks it as bad as Kevin Sorbo or Scott Baio, and nobody will hire him. And I think that's I rest my case, Your Honor. But they all turned on me. Now, all those people in that video hate me.
For the record, Arnold didn't become a big star because of Terminator. He was already a star. He was in like the Conan movies where he had all those great lines.
That's a good point.
And he was Mr. Universe.
I said that's a good point. You don't have to keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'm just saying.
The truth of the matter is, well, they do want. Now Kelly was saying, "Oh Jesus, we don't care about how he's acting. We all want to just fuck him." And I said, "You can fuck him all you want. I don't care who you fuck or don't fuck. I don't give a flying fuck."
See you later, buddy.
The problem is that I was responding to her last line where she said he should have been a much bigger star. No, you only get to be a much bigger star if you can act. You can't just do it on good looks.
Bullshit. The Rock does. Dwayne Johnson does. That motherfucker can't act to save his life, and it's strictly because he's tall, dark, and fucking ripped.
Okay, then explain John Cena, because he's not good looking or a good actor.
Or a star.
From here down, he's disgustingly hot. From here up, he looks like Ernest. I get it. But that being said, he still has something going for him. He's still giantly ripped. Like he's got that going for him. He's surviving on that, and he's hilarious. He's really funny in the movies he's in. He's not a good actor, but he's funny.
I'm never gonna get to my point about this thing.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Back to you, Matt.
The real reason they're upset is because Michael Biehn, because he's an out-of-work actor now, he moved to Bisbee, Arizona, and became friends with Doug Stanhope. And Doug Stanhope plays tennis with him, and they all suck Stanhope's dick so fucking hard because they got this fucking fanboy thing that they don't want to they want to impress Stanhope and like, oh, geez, see, Doug, I like the people you like, and they're afraid to say, no, Doug, your friend is a fucking washed up piece of shit. Never was a good actor.
I think it's funny that because Stanhope's relatively famous, he gets like he gets. No, I said relatively because there are
his
people.
relatives think he's famous. That's right.
No, because like I know people that don't really know comedy that have heard his name, right? But that being said, people latch onto him because he is accessible for he's pretty accessible. So I feel like people just like latch on, which is fine. I get it. But then like they start like worshiping his words. I guess you did say he has a cult. That does make sense.
He has taken on a small time version of what Carlin had, where people think his words are like gospel, like they should be written down in some religious trope or something like
Carlin's
that.
words should be, but go on.
No, they shouldn't.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I know.
I just watched his documentary yesterday. It was pretty good, actually. But
oh, you did? There's a documentary on George Carlin. What
there's a two episode miniseries on Max about George Carlin's life. It's pretty good.
All right.
How did I miss that?
Anyway, back to you, Matt.
How did I miss that?
Anyway,
I don't know.
We can talk about it when you're done.
Okay.
They're afraid to say that. They're afraid that they might piss their cult leader off if they say his friend is a hack actor, or admit that he's a hack actor.
Hold on, I'm gonna post on Twitter that this dude sucks and see what happens.
Michael, because he's on there. You can tag him in it.
I'm gonna tag him in it.
Yeah, tag him in it.
This is the last time someone's seen Michael.
Tag me in and say I agree with Kelp Nate or Nate Kelp. Whatever. Okay. Who the fuck am I on Twitter?
I don't know who you are on Twitter.
Honestly. I don't know. You don't know the story behind that. I got banned from Twitter 12 different times, and I ran out of aliases to re-sign up with. And I was watching the original Nutty Professor with Jerry Lewis, and he was Professor Kelp. So I wanted to be somebody Kelp, and I didn't want to be Julius Kelp. I thought that was too obvious. So, and Nate Bargatze was on the other screen, so I just put the two together, Nate Kelp, and that's how I became Nate Kelp.
What's Michael Bean's Twitter handle?
Jesus. It's not Jesus.
Okay, I was going to ask, is that with a hard J or with the H?
Hold on, let me see the note.
Oh, I found it. He's the one without the check mark, probably, right?
Really? He doesn't have a check mark?
I don't think so. I mean, he's the only Michael Bean. It says Bean Real.
Where the fuck? They after a while, I guess they cut me out of this thing. If you see, they hate me now. All these people. Kelfrog and three others. It's at Being Real. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got it. All right. Anyway, back to you, Matt.
No, not back to me. All right. Jon Stewart defending Tony Hinchcliffe.
Is our first guest late, or did they cancel and we don't know it?
What?
It's 9:33. Shouldn't we have a first guest?
No, they're 10:15.
They're together. Okay.
Yes, they're together.
They're together at 10:15.
They're a couple, and I don't think they're going to show up anyway. I sent them the link twice, and they didn't get it. Their publicist sent me this morning. Can you send them the link? It did twice. Yeah, you want to try? Go ahead. Whatever. I just want to bomb this whole fucking planet. That's what I want to do. Fuck this whole.
Can't you just bomb your part of the planet? Why do we all have to suffer just because you're suffering?
Can't we just, let's be real. You're part of the country. Not a lot's there that will be missed.
You know? I'm
Washington, D.C., nobody really cares.
Okay, I may not be living a life
Somebody
of Riley.
broke into my house. Hold on. No, they just broke into my head. That's all.
Okay. I may not have like the life of Riley, but I like my life, you know?
You do?
Aside from the fact that I have a failing comedy career and I don't have any real money to speak of, no wealth, I know kids.
Doesn't your career have to be successful before it fails?
No.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, why would that have to happen?
I still got to put...
Question everything.
What the fuck was that?
Exactly.
God.
I was just questioning everything. That's all.
I'm trying to see what the last thing Michael Biehn has been in that's worth talking about.
I think he has been in
the
a
last
movie
thing he was in
that-
was Doug Stanhope.
Yeah.
I want to ask those authors like how well
Can I
read
borrow
they
that
are.
joke?
And if they like to, if they have certain kinks, like does he come in her books and call that a nutty professor? I don't know.
Would you? I would like to step out and let you conduct the interview, and I will watch. I'm
a
serious.
safe distance.
I would appreciate if one of you guys would take the lead because I don't know.
Oh, I can ask you really like, hey guys, how you doing this morning? You are well read. Tell me, do you like to come in her books and do a nutty professor?
There you go. Yes. What are you looking up there, Steven? You got movies?
Well, so I was looking up when the last time he was in anything good. He was in something this year. It's about a killer kangaroo.
Killer kangaroos.
It's called
Dingo
Rippy.
It's called Dingo Ate My Pussy.
Is Kevin Sorbo and Scott Baio are they also in that movie? Probably.
Hold on, let me look.
Killer kangaroos. Well, maybe you got a
Son of
free
a
trip to
bit- let's
Australia
see.
out of it. But I mean, do you remember his parts in? I mean, Ringo in Tombstone. He was just a dick. You can get anybody to play a dick, right? You can get me to play a dick.
It's kind of hard to get Tom Hanks. It's kind of hard to get Tom Hanks to play a dick because nobody would believe it.
So this movie's
No.
so bad it didn't even make it to Netflix. It went straight to YouTube.
Straight to YouTube. Jesus. So it's basically like
the first. It says so. I went to watch movie. The places it's available on is YouTube for $7, then Google Play for $7,
way too much for a killer
Apple
kangaroo.
TV for $7, and Fandango for $7.
No
and I guess
discounts
it's
anywhere?
on Prime too.
For $7.
Uh,
Now, wait a minute. Now, are they paying you $7 to watch it, or do you have to pay $7 to watch it? Which is
No,
it?
you have to pay $7, and then you have to sign a waiver saying you won't sue them for your money back.
See, the whole thing is now he was tagged in this whole thread where I was calling him a hack actor, and he didn't bother respond. You know, somebody was calling me a hack musician. I would have to respond and say, "Oh yeah."
So I put
that would be my comeback.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
If I start this war, I just need to know that somebody has my back.
I have your back. Sure.
Well, I put when's the last time? I said when's the last time Michael Beale's been in anything worth talking about besides Doug Stanhope? Killer kangaroos, anyone?
Oh, you didn't tag Stanhope, did you? Because he's really good at.
I did.
Oh, you're gonna get beat up.
Now, you know what's going to happen? He's going to start getting death threats, and then he's going to say, "Well, actually, I got that joke from GD. He told me I could use it." And he's going to.
I'll just wait till they get pissed, and I'll be like, "GD said it. I can prove it." Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sending that into the Twitterverse. We'll see what happens, I suppose.
Now watch. You're going to go viral with my line, and I'm going to sit here, and no one's still going to know about me.
I'm still going to tell everybody it was you, regardless.
Yeah, I don't be getting killed in my place. That's really rude.
It's
Why?
called the sacrifice. It's called the sacrifice.
Listen,
He's
it's
a
going to
pawn.
be fine.
You're the queen. He's a pawn. You're the queen. He's going to sacrifice so that you can move on.
Yeah.
So you can capture more queens and more knights and more bishops and more pawns.
All right, you guys don't have anything to say about Jon Stewart defending Tony Hinchcliffe. You done with that? I mean, is this thing run its course yet? Is it done?
I didn't know Jon Stewart had defended him. I didn't watch it yet. I won't watch it till tonight.
Well, all right, that's in the Twitterverse. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You didn't tag me in it. Go ahead, Ron. What were you saying? You were saying about Jon
Well,
Stewart.
I think the Tony part of it is done because they've gotten everything out of it. So it's a good mobilizer because I noticed people aren't really talking about Tony anymore. They've carried that, and I don't know. We'll see. Who fucking knows?
I put out a video last night thinking, ooh, clickbait. Because that's what I'm good at, clickbait.
And jailbait. Don't forget jailbait.
No, and that's not true. You'll be hearing from my lawyers later today with that cease and desist bullshit.
I'm going to hear from Ron.
But here's the deal. I said that we owe Tony Hinchcliffe a debt of gratitude and thank him because he exposed MAGA. Because here's the deal. He made fun of Puerto Ricans, Hispanics, and Latinos. Now,
And
Puerto
blacks.
Ricans, MAGA has been trying to say forever, they're not really racist. They just care about people coming to America legally. But when you make fun of Puerto Rico and say that Puerto Rico is an island of garbage, Puerto Ricans are Americans from birth. Then they can't be illegal aliens. So let's take that off the table. This is not about illegal immigrants. This is about Americans. And you're calling Americans garbage. So because they happen to be Hispanic or Latino. And being Hispanic or Latino doesn't necessarily equate to being an illegal immigrant. So he was making fun of Puerto Ricans who are definitely Americans and 63 million Hispanic or Latino people in this country who are here legally and have always been here illegally. So they cannot anymore claim that this isn't about racism. You're making fun of two groups that they fit what you say you want. You have to drop the excuse of this isn't about racism. This is all about.
Yeah, but they fit in the bad way because remember they don't like anchor babies either, and so Puerto Ricans they're all anchor babies, right? They're not.
No, they are born American citizens because
so
they
are anchor
are
babies.
in
Anchor
American
babies are born
territory.
American citizens.
Right. That's not what an anchor baby is. An anchor baby is when a mother of somebody who is not a mother who is here illegally has a baby here. That baby becomes a citizen. The mother is already a citizen because she's a Puerto Rican. She's an American citizen. It's not the same as an anchor baby.
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought an anchor baby was just a really fat baby that they couldn't leave the country with. And so they were tethered here. Okay,
no,
never mind.
An anchor baby is generally an illegal immigrant comes to America, has the baby here.
So the first Puerto Ricans were anchor babies because they weren't U.S. citizens. They were Puerto Ricans. And then we bought the island like from another country. And then
4 generations ago. So Puerto Ricans have been American citizens for 4 generations.
Oh, okay. I got you. I'm sorry. I went to the Donald Trump School of History.
I need my family to not want to come stab me. So calm down over there.
Yeah.
All right. No, I'm just saying. I got all my history from TikTok, so I apologize.
Well, it doesn't matter. The point is that they can no longer hide behind this. It's not about race. It's all about race because they were picking on people who are not illegal in any way because of their race. So Tony exposed that because they all. Now here's the thing: they want to claim that they didn't. They did disavow that, but they reviewed his material before because he had intended to call Kamala Harris a cunt.
Well, I read yesterday that they did not approve his material.
They did. Because he intended to call Harris a cunt, and they asked him to take that out. So they read through all of his material.
Is that a notable source? I'm just asking.
They loaded it into the teleprompter. He didn't load it into the teleprompter himself. So if their people loaded into the teleprompter, they knew about it.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know he used the teleprompter?
Do you think this moment sways a Latino vote in Pennsylvania because of how angry and motivated? Because after that dropped, I mean, you had those notable celebrities of influence in that community come forward and be like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
So two things happened that I saw after this happened. I know we talked about the polling places being busy with early voters. The last 3 days here in Fort Wayne alone, the lines have been so long that polling places ended up extending hours. The lines have had upwards of a couple hundred people in them at a time. Especially Hispanic voters, which has been really weird. Which has been really weird to see, and especially for my friends who are messaging me, being like, "Dude, I've never seen this many people here." And two, I've seen a lot of Puerto Rican people coming out in defense of Tony Hinchcliffe because what they're saying is his joke about how Puerto Rico is a floating trash heap.
Yeah.
They have what they're saying is they think it was a poorly written joke about their garbage problem that they have, where their landfills are and all of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen. I have Puerto Rican family. Okay, I'm in the boat of, bro, that joke fucking sucked. But I mean, it could have just been a poorly written joke. That being said, Tony Hinchcliffe's a pro. I don't think.
First of all, Tony
Hinchcliffe
said Tony Hinchcliffe and joke in the same sentence. So yes, it was poorly written. But now you understand why. Because remember, Trump used to be against early voting. Trump was against early voting and mail-in voting. He was against it. He didn't like it. It was fraud. And now they're for it. And the reason why they're for it is really apparent now. Because if you get those Republicans out early to vote, their votes are in. And now they can say any fucking thing they want because they can't take their votes back. They've got their votes in. They can't take them back. So now they have to just do a little bit of damage control because, not to lose some of the diehard ones. No, but the really diehard ones are waiting till last anyway. You can't lose them. But it's the ones that are on the fence. He wants those votes in, and they can't change their mind. I think there should be a mechanism that if you voted for Trump, and now he says something really fucked up, and you want to change your mind and change your vote, you should be able to go in, grab your ballot, and change your vote. I think you should be able to do that. But only if you're voting for Trump, because Kamala hasn't changed and said anything crazy. But Trump is going like, we ate the cats, they ate the dogs. Now look at the geese. Where are the geese? Well, it's the time for geese to hibernate. They're not being eaten. They're flying south. Okay, and Ohio is cold. Geese leave Ohio to go to Florida.
You know what? Let me just say this: if Haitian immigrants are going to eat these fucking Canadian geese, get me a bunch of fucking Haitians, man, quick, because these fucking geese here are a problem. First of all, they don't belong here. They were brought here artificially, and then they became a real nuisance. There is goose shit in every fucking park. You can't walk without goose shit being there. They are not part of.
I can't walk at all.
So you can't roll without getting
because you're getting goose
on your hands. You can't roll.
Yes, it's because there's goose shit everywhere.
Oh, I thought you were getting goosed. By the geese.
Yeah.
But so I welcome Haitians to come and eat all our geese. They like the turkeys who eat the Lyme disease ticks, whatever. We should import as many Haitians as possible to get rid of the geese. It's like kind of like the I don't know if you're familiar with this, but there was an old woman who swallowed a fly. Did you know that? Do you know about it? This old lady, she swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly.
I do know why she swallowed the spider.
She swallowed a spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly.
I just enjoy the fact that she swallows.
I got it. I know what it is. I bet you the story is. I bet you they misinterpreted what it is. She wasn't trying to swallow the fly. She was trying to unzip it with her mouth so she could get to the cock behind it, and that's how she swallowed the fly.
There was an old woman who swallowed a turkey. I don't know why she swallowed a turkey.
She swallowed the turkey to eat the tick.
She swallowed a Haitian to eat the turkey. I don't know why she swallowed the turkey. It's one of those. All right. Thanks for coming. We're not going to have any authors here today.
I didn't come yet. Keep going.
You said you did earlier when Ron was doing his dissertation.
That was round one, baby. That's round one. I'm only 30. Guys, I'm only 33. I can go at least 2 rounds in the session. Let's go.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm done for till tomorrow.
You guys speak for yourself, so
I can never speak for myself. Don't ask me to do that. Did we lose this Bear Love guy? Because he was commenting.
He said he had to go to work.
You guys are interesting. I got to pop off.
If you'd like me to invite him, though, I can invite him.
Does anyone think that this moment from Sunday does change the landscape on election day in
I hope so.
Pennsylvania? In Pennsylvania,
it would be so fucking good to see that, because Hinchcliffe would have to live with the fact that he fucking ruined it for MAGA for the rest of his life.
What if this was a covert operation to totally fuck Trump's campaign?
What
because
if
here's the thing.
Tony Hinchcliffe was really a Harris supporter and he just went in there to fucking sabotage?
Part of me feels that way because with Tony Hinchcliffe's circle of
there's some redeeming factor in him. There's nothing redeeming about him.
Listen. I am a fan. Listen, I am a fan of a lot of comics who have done some fucked up shit, and I can't excuse them for it. Okay,
I apologize.
I know I feel bad for it, but I can separate the artist from the art. Okay, in the event that if Tony did this and he meant well and he just fucked up, I mean that's on him. Fuck him, whatever. But I mean, if it turns out that he was just covertly trying to fuck over his campaign, because I mean that really, it almost feels intentional what he did to an extent.
To an extent,
like if I can go out, he wrote the because what he did was, because let's be real, whether it was intentional or not, what he did is he showed the entire country what the MAGA mantra and movement has been about, that everybody that is known has seen it, but were blind to it before can now see it. It's just now been blatantly, almost ironically pointed out.
Exactly the point of the video I put out, that we owe him a debt of gratitude for taking the mask off. They can't claim it's not about racism anymore. It has to be about racism because the people you're talking about can't possibly be illegal immigrants. So the only thing that differentiates them is their race. That's what. So there you go. And they obviously supported that because they're all defending it now. There you go.
And here's the
now,
thing:
my problem
whether it was vetted or not. Sorry,
it's not that it's a racial joke. I make racist jokes all the time because I'm a racist fuck. But it's not funny. Can anybody justify that as being a funny joke in any way?
Did you see the Jeselnik video that I shared yesterday?
No.
I shared a video it was Jeselnik explaining how there's an epidemic in comedy of people just wanting to get in trouble for the sake of getting in trouble.
Yeah.
And what he was saying was basically bare bones of it is he was I can't remember who he quoted, but he said the beauty of comedy is, or the art of comedy is getting away with it. Something along those lines. Basically you can say whatever you want, but you have to be able to get away with it. And he goes, if you release a special that pisses everybody off, you didn't get away with it, it's not cool, it's not funny. Right. And I was like, coming from Jeselnik, the king of controversial dark humor, somebody has to listen to that, right?
Yeah.
It's on my Facebook. Go check it out.
I didn't know you posted it. So
what I love about Jeselnik too, because I've seen that whole episode, but what I love about that clip is that Jeselnik says that, then Theo Vaughn looks down with this empty look, what do you, he doesn't understand what's happening in front of him.
Listen, you could say it's a good day, and Theo Vaughn would look at you with that same fucking empty fucking head.
It makes the clip that much better though, because he drops that. It's so good that Theo's like, what happened?
Theo Vaughn is one of the stupidest people who's ever had a public platform I've ever seen. I mean, literally, it just has nothing going on inside his head. I mean, when Roseanne Barr was talking about, I forget what she brought up to him, but he actually was genuinely curious about the most ridiculous conspiracy theory, he was actually trying to think about it and add 1 + 1 and come up with 2. He must have been listening to Trevor Howard that day. But he's really a very stupid person. So it doesn't surprise me that he would look at you with, a face full of zeros. I think you get more from a dog when you do the old disappearing ball trick than I think Theo Vaughn is on that level of intelligence. A dog.
Yeah, the disappearing ball trick have to do with putting peanut butter on it. I'm just scared. I don't know that.
This is a whole other thing.
Okay,
The whole
I'm not familiar with.
Talking about a tennis ball, not your ball.
Okay, because I'm not familiar with the whole concept of Jezelnik
Tennis
and
ball.
comedy.
Tennis ball.
Jezelnik and comedy. I was just trying to follow.
Have you ever done comedy for a dog or magic for a dog?
Well, let's try it, Matt. I'm going to make this pen disappear. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put it in my ear. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
That's what I mean. That's Theo Von. That's my Theo Von impersonation.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know, man. You know.
Now I got to try to make my pen come back. Excuse me. Make my pen come back.
Now, what do you use that pen for? Why is
Writing.
Key West trending? Do people know what I have in mind? What the fuck? Key West is trending all of a sudden. I don't know. What do you do with that pen? Do you actually write things down during the show? Like,
Yeah.
what do you write?
Well, yes. I have 2 different pens. I use this pen to write the minddogtv.com Good Morning America stuff, and then I put it down. And when the rest of the show, I take notes with this pen.
Coming back, can I come back to that stupid video that I played where they're saying what a great guy I am?
Was right.
Sounds
like you died.
Right. No, they all hate me now. But you notice Kelly's in there, and Kelly, and she was one of the people I was arguing with last night because she was saying we all want to fuck him, and I said I don't give a fuck what you do, Kelly. I don't know if she's still doing the Willie fan club thing. Do you guys know?
Oh, she is. Well, yeah, she is. So I blocked her, or I didn't block her, but I unfriended her because I was tired of seeing the shit too. But it was there's a whole still the fan club, still the fucking merch, still only her and like one other person, and I was tired of hearing Willie sing.
Oh my God.
And I was tired of the reverb and all that. And I was really tired of the merch pushes because it was constant. And good for him, good for them, but I was good without it. So
now, I'm curious, Matt, was Kelly part of like the Mind Dog, Coffee with the Dog show before there was a Willie involved?
Yeah.
So you, in a way, you're responsible for Kelly becoming his like president of fandom.
Here's the thing. Kelly has a guy. You got to just imagine what kind of loser that guy is. But Kelly has a guy.
Okay.
First, she fell in love with Jamie. Then she fell in love with Carl. Then I got Carl on the show. And then she moved from Carl to Willie when Willie came on the show.
Now, was it a proximity thing? Because I'm just trying to see, is there like a gradual upscale or downscale?
I think it's desperation. And here's the deal. I kind of alluded to this before about, because Kat was saying she wanted to bone Michael Biehn. Kat has a guy. Her guy is in that video too. Steve is in that video. He's the guy with the black eyes and all that stuff. So, when you have somebody in your life who is your partner in life, to be overtly flirting with somebody online is really, it's disrespectful to the person in your life. Whether you're just I don't know, fantasizing about it, or if it's real or whatever, and you plan on hooking, it's just not. It's not a good thing. It's embarrassing, and it's very disrespectful. So there's that. Like, she's being totally. Her guy, I believe his name is Steve as well. But she's. Huh?
Ortiz?
No, but it got a little weird there at one point, which is I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the line.
Yeah, well, because what?
I'm married. One.
That doesn't seem to matter to her. That's what I'm saying.
And two, you have a person, and everybody appreciates a compliment here or there or whatever. That's fine, but it gets to a point where you just got to be like, too much, So.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting canceled for saying something stupid. I don't mind getting canceled for making a fucked up, stupid joke. Not getting canceled for other things.
Yeah.
So
see, well, you guys have to learn to be like me and have the personality of a serial killer when you're out and about, and most people leave you alone.
No, you don't think
I'm already
I have
in a
that going
wheelchair. I
on?
reject people. I repel people as it is. So I try
Me
to bring
too.
people in for that reason. So,
Right.
but
I'm a
not
very
everybody.
repelling kind of guy. I mean, no. But you know, if somebody did make and I do have like those crazy people who are trying to strangers friending requests and then want to have like chats with me. I'm like, go away. I'm you know what? I'm married, and even if I weren't married, I'm not playing internet games and having covert digital relationships. That ain't happening. That's for children.
Yeah,
But
right. I'm old school. I like analog relationships.
right, me too.
I like whores. That's what I like.
Yeah. So it looks like. But so anyway, so she's like still acting like we're friends. I'm like, you're not a friend. You're a fair weather friend. You use my show to have covert affairs on you know, making your man look really ridiculous and embarrassing him by flirting, overtly flirting, not just overtly flirting, but having these kind of fantasy relationship that maybe they don't ever get, you know, whatever.
Yeah, so just let it go. We can't see each other.
Yeah.
No, I'm just curious. What does Alan Edwards have to say about all this breaking stuff?
Who?
Alan Edwards. What does he have to say about all this breaking stuff? I'm interested in his opinion.
Let's find out.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, let's find out in 2 days because we did just say it. It takes them 2 days to form an opinion.
Right. Let me play news, and then when we get out of the other side of news, we will meet our guests who are here.
Former Bolivian President Evo Morales reported surviving an alleged assassination attempt on Sunday after unknown assailants reportedly shot at his vehicle.
Morales was unharmed, though authorities have yet to confirm the incident. Morales claimed the shots were fired as he traveled through the coca-growing Chapare region, a rural area of Bolivia that supports the ex-president, and where residents have recently blocked a key east-west highway in protest. Kevin Sanders reporting.
An Israeli strike on Iranian facilities reportedly damaged parts of a covert military site southeast of Tehran.
Analysis of satellite images by AP News linked the site to Tehran's previous nuclear weapons program and a separate location associated with its ballistic missile development. The damaged structures are within Iran's Parchin military base, where the International Atomic Energy Agency has raised concerns over suspected high explosive tests that could potentially trigger a nuclear weapon. Benjamin Wright reporting.
Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi announced that Egypt proposed a 2-day ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, which would include the release of 4 hostages held in Gaza and the exchange of some Palestinian prisoners.
El-Sisi shared from Cairo that the proposal also aims to facilitate humanitarian aid access into the embattled Gaza Strip. This marks the first time Egypt's leader has openly put forth such an initiative. Egypt has been a significant mediator alongside Qatar and the US in brokering peace discussions between Israel and Hamas since the conflict's escalation over a year ago. Joseph Eckerson reporting.
How do they get AI to?
This is the latest news headlines.
Jim Donovan, the longtime Cleveland Browns radio play-by-play announcer and a familiar face in sports broadcasting for over 40 years, passed away on Saturday at the age of 68.
Donovan had retired from his career earlier this year, stepping back from his Browns game day coverage due to his cancer battle. He announced his retirement from WKYC on May 30th, with his final sports anchor broadcast airing June 10th. Donovan had been the voice of the Browns since the team's 1999 expansion return. Jim Kender reporting.
Authorities report that a man died in a fire at a Southwest Alaska Police Department while detained in the building.
Alaska state troopers responded early Friday morning to the blaze at the Mountain Village Police Department, where 2 men had been held, reportedly under mental health holds. Troopers reported that one detainee was safely evacuated, but the other, identified as 39-year-old Lawrence Chicklack, was found dead at the scene. Lawrence Keller reporting.
NASA Administrator Bill Nelson expressed alarm over reports of secret talks between SpaceX CEO Elon Musk and Russian President Vladimir Putin, urging an investigation if the allegations are accurate.
Nelson addressed the situation at a semaphore event, referencing a Wall Street Journal report claiming Musk and Putin had engaged in covert conversations on personal, political, and business matters since 2022, despite Russia's ongoing violent invasion of Ukraine. Kyle Norris reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
that a bad thing? Oh, you're not allowed to talk to people who are what's
Right.
happening?
Well, here's the deal. Here's the biggest deal. Because technically, Elon Musk is a defense contractor. You know, we're using a lot of his technology for defense and stuff like that. So he's privileged to a lot of top secret stuff, being being a defense contractor. We do not know what he says to Russia in those regards. And since we
Starlink,
are
right? Or I think they said Starlink was
Starlink,
yeah.
right, Starlink. And at
Was
one
on
point, if you remember, in the beginning, the Ukrainians were using Starlink to sink Russian ships. You know, that was and
Did you
they
say
were
ships?
ships, because both of
Ships?
them were floating. Yeah,
Ships.
yeah. So they were using that. So they were using that technology, and then after a conversation, what's his face, Elon Musk stopped, and he actually put a kink in it so that they could not use the Starlink for at least for a while until we put pressure on them. So those are the kind of conflicts that exist when you have Elon Musk, a defense contractor with secrets with access to U.S. secrets, and he's still piling up with Trump, who leaks like a sieve, and to Putin, who is attacking and trying to turn Ukraine into a sieve with all the little holes he's punching in it. So
I feel like I asked a question in class that I didn't want to hear the answer to, and I was taking a nap during that whole thing. All I asked.
Yes, if it was wrong, and that's it.
Yeah, I just was expecting a yes or no, not a full dissertation on.
Then you should have let Ron or Steve answer, because
I didn't ask anybody in particular.
You did. You looked right at me. You looked right at me. You're right here. You looked right at me.
I think I was pressing buttons to change the format so we could allow our guests. And it looks like Rox has showed up without Charles. Brakefield and Berkey, Charles Berkfield, Charles Brakefield, and I'm screwing up, mixing up their names, and Rox Berkey have been on my evening program. They have a lot in common besides writing. They're both like technology buffs, and they write. They currently have another Enigma book out. The Enigma, what is
Wait a minute, isn't technology in the buff like porn?
Huh?
You said did you say they do technology in the buff?
I don't know what I said. We'll play back the tape tomorrow and we'll figure it out. Anyway, let's welcome in Rox Berkey. Good evening. Good morning, Rox. Good evening. I'm out of my element here. Good morning. How are you?
Hello. I'm fine, Matt. How are you?
What did you do with Charles? Have you killed him and buried him?
I haven't killed him. No, he's still alive and well and living in Dallas. I'm sitting in Austin. He's supposed to be online.
You know what? For some reason, I thought you guys were cohabitating and writing together.
No, that a lot of people think that, but no, his wife is actually our first line editor.
Okay. Well, according to the conversation we were having before you got here, that's not like, people don't care about marriage or boundaries or any of that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm showing the book, The Ransom Enigma. Is this the latest book that I have? Because you have so many books. It was hard for me to tell which was the latest book.
No, you did perfectly. That one just released in August. It's getting some great reviews. We're really excited about it.
Okay. Now I also have the website scrolling across the bottom, and the link is in the description. I'm certain I asked you this last time you guys were on my evening program 100 years ago.
Or yesterday.
Yes. At my age, 100 years ago and yesterday are pretty much the same thing. Writing in a collaborative, because music is one thing in a collaborative environment. It can be a little testy sometimes, but how does it actually work? Do you write a paragraph or a chapter and then he writes the next chapter? I mean, what's the actual model for how collaborating on a novel works?
It's a fun question, and people tend to not believe my answer, but I'm going to go for it because you guys look like you're very open-minded. So, so we actually are technologists by profession, and so we do a lot of things on spreadsheets, and we do lots of different things and involve technology. So we rough out the front end of a book, and we also mock out the threat that we're trying to do. So each book kind of has purpose to it. And in doing that, we kind of go back and forth with, he'll write a chapter, I'll write a chapter, and then we switch them and share them, and I even them for the first round. And that's so that we kind of make the story hang together. So we don't go paragraph by paragraph, though we do edit each other's work. We do try to make it sound like a single voice, which is not easy.
Really? No, I appreciate that, because in music, often it comes down to I got a better idea for that part of the song. Let's try this. And sometimes egos get a little bit stepped on, or feelings get hurt, and all this kind of stuff. It's hard to navigate the emotional aspect of it, or the defense, the ego part of it. Were you guys good friends before you started writing together?
It ended up that I originally hired him to be my boss at a job. That's how we met. So it was very odd. He applied for a job. There were 4 applicants. He was the most qualified. There were 6 of us that interviewed him and the other candidates, and he won. So he ended up being my boss. And so we did end up being very collaborative in working together. And you know, he's more of, from a technology perspective, he's much more the geek and the security person than I am. I'm much more the business applications, the customer experience side. But the other thing we have that works for us is that we have a male and female perspective. So when we're doing dialogue and we're doing things like that, we can actually easily say to each other, there isn't a guy on the planet that would ever make that statement about those shoes being just the perfect shade of teal. There isn't a guy that would do that usually. There's never a never, but so it helps us balance it to make sure that we do the right kind of dialogue for one thing. So that's really
I have a few questions now. One, did y'all decide which one was going to be speaking for them? You know, which one was going to be the male, was going to be woman in advance, or is that just something that just happened naturally? No, I'm just teasing.
He is teasing, but hold on, GD, before you continue here. Charles just heard you call him a geek. He's in the back. I want to bring him in. Now, I don't have a layout for 6. I was assuming you guys would be in the same place, so I'm going to try something a little different and see if we can bring Charles in this way. Well, then the book's covering you now. That's not good. Yeah,
that's fine. You can do that. That's fine.
Yeah. Now, the Enigma is hiding an enigma.
The enigma. No,
whoa!
Okay,
whoa!
No. Let's say
you did not say that.
No, you didn't. I did. There we go.
I'm sorry about that. For WRIV in Long Island, New York, we appreciate the opportunity you gave us, and we'll be signing off now.
Actually, this is my actual question, though. When the two of you are writing together, are there characters, regular characters that each of you identify with individually, so you can write that voice better than the other?
Can you say that question again after you say good morning, Charles?
No. Oh yeah, good morning, Charles. You're late. No. That's sorry.
I need to go to my happy place now. I got yelled at already.
Now, what was the question?
The question is, or since both of you are writing, are there characters that each of you identify with more so than the others, and do you write mainly in that voice? You know.
There are some characters that we actually are very fond of, and we will write in that voice, and that's true. We have a couple of them, but otherwise we actually can write between characters without a problem, other than a couple of really specific ones. And I think it's because they have more elements of us within them. You know, when you create a character, sometimes it has elements of you, or it has elements of people that are around you. So the ones that are around you, we have no problem in interchanging them. But the ones that have more of us, I think we do. I think that's a great point, GD.
Yeah. Now, I used to write scripts with another person for a podcast, and what we did, our method was, I would write, my ideas were being red, their ideas were being green, and the things that we agreed upon were being black. And so once everything was in black, once all the text was in black, we knew that we were done. Now, sometimes there'd still be like some little bit of red, a little bit of green. So we knew we didn't exactly agree on it, but we had to have a product because we had a deadline.
Sure.
How do you, if there's still something that you don't agree on, how do you go to advance to, to meet your deadline?
Oh,
so
well,
we
that's
have
easy.
a tried and true. We have a tried and true thing, and it has worked for, it's worked for a decade. And that is, oh, we lost somebody.
Yeah, we lost
That's
Steven.
okay. He's not important. No.
Okay.
He's not important. Hold on. If we're gonna do that, you can continue to answer, but I'll do this and let's see. That's not even. Oh, he's back. He's back. Anyway, this is better. Steven, we're keeping you in the background there. You can hear. If you have a question, just raise your hand and then I'll bring you in. Continue your.
So we have a tried and true way of solving all of our differences of opinion. And I've got to tell you, I came up with the idea and it has worked for a decade. And that is we play rock, paper, scissors. I can tell you in the last, 300 rock, paper, scissors events, I've not lost.
Wow.
So we just do it her way. That's what it turns into. Okay. I mean, that's the easy answer.
Yeah.
So Charles, do you have a tell or something? You have a tell that she can look at your eyes and say, "We've been friends for so long. I know that I know the paper look, I know the rock look, I know the scissor look, and I'm going to defeat him." Is that it? Are you also that bad at poker, or?
Yeah, I'm that bad at poker too. I mean, when I go to Vegas, I give her my 50 cents. I said, "Here, go lose this for me," and then I'm done.
Right.
All right, man. I think we found our fourth for poker.
Well, I never trust people who have a technology background in them because I always think they probably have some kind of secret kind of cheat in poker. So whatever. Whether I have my glasses that can see a camera that is behind over your shoulder, so I can see your whole hand and all that stuff. How where the technological, because this is maybe I'm describing your novel series in a incorrect way, but technology thrillers, right? Is that fair to say? Technological thrillers.
Yep.
Techno thrillers.
Yep.
Yeah. What part of where does the technology part come in? I mean, is it all the same type of? Is it robotics, AI, computer
Basically,
technology?
there are several different technical threats that we identify, things that look like, here's a great way to be able to ruin somebody's day. Genetic reengineering to live for 1,000 years. Cryptocurrency. We had two books back to back that we talked about the AI wars. I mean, we look for attack vectors from the darknet. Things that they use to be able to extort money, ransomware. I mean, identity theft. Anything that they find fun and maddening and misery for us. Those make for great attack threats, and then the humans, how the humans react to it. The good guys, because the good guys are always behind in the attack stopping of the cyber threats, because the cyber bad guys have already gotten to the first base with the bad stuff, and they already know how to exploit it. So it's the good guys are always in catch-up mode.
Now, I guess the answer to that is to have a bad guy on the good guy's side, someone who thinks like that. I shouldn't say a bad guy because it's not necessarily a bad guy, but if they're on the good side, someone who thinks, ahead. I used to develop games back in the 80s, and games you probably never heard of because I never finished. But I had a guy, his job was to crash everything I did, whatever I came up with, whatever program I came up with, his job was to crash it and to find a way that somebody else would crash it. And then he'd bring it back to me to fix. That was his job. That was what he did. That's what he brought to the table. So I guess that's what we need for technology, at least for the good guys, so to speak.
So it's very interesting. That's a great point, GD. So it's the cyber heroes versus the cyber thugs. And you're right. The cyber heroes need to try and think ahead of the cyber thugs and figure out what they're going to do in order to thwart them. That's where Charles's expertise comes in some of the story threading to make sure, because, we both attended some of the hacking, cracking classes years ago, but he's much more in tune with that. And that was kind of like for me, it was taking statistics in a different way. So but yes, you want to find a threat. You want to see if that threat can be exploited, and then you want to go get them.
All right. It's kind of like there are lots of places in the tech industry where they hire hackers just for that purpose. So now the series, the Enigma series, how many books in total have you written or published, I should say?
In the Enigma series, it's 12. We stopped at 12 because I refused to do a 13.
Is that a superstition? Yeah, it strikes me as odd that a tech person would be superstitious.
Oh no!
Now, what if you stop counting it in, let's say, with regular numerals and you start using hexadecimal? So you start with the books with 1 through 9 and then A through F or whatever. There is no 13 then because you're using hexadecimal. And you're tech people. It will make sense. You're tech people. It makes sense that you're writing in hexadecimal.
We're pretty sure we would be misfiled on Amazon and Ingram for the when they put our book into the okay, here's where it goes. And it's like, what? That's not where it's supposed to go because they can't read the title.
No, well, not the whole time. Just the volume and the addition. Put that in hexadecimal. That way, you're not writing the 13th Enigma book. You're writing the Let me see, what would be 13? Would that be A? Well, no. Help me out here.
It would be A or L. L. It would be L.
In hexadecimal?
Yeah.
But see, there's no 13 is the point.
That's it.
But we actually ended up having a better idea. So
better than that?
Yeah, no, I mean that's a good idea, but Amazon would choke. You know, have you ever met Amazon?
I've met a Amazon, but that was in high school, and we just dated briefly.
Oh, I like that.
Unfortunately, I have met Amazon, and I deal with them quite often on a number of levels. And I think when it comes, people don't understand that they are not just a retailer and all this stuff. They are a technology company, and Amazon Web Services, for example, is a very relied upon a platform that a lot of tech people work with, and so they are part of both the retail and consumer part of it, and information source, but they are also part of the backbone of technology, and people are now using Amazon-based AI and all this kind of stuff. It's scary when companies get that big and have their tentacles in so many areas of the world. If we can take a minute just aside from the books, the state of technology and the fear around where AI is bringing us and all the technology changes that are coming our way. What is your take on the state of society in facing the challenges of managing technology that could get out of control? Either one of them.
Well, I would submit that AI is the song of the sirens. To use the analogy from the Iliad and the Odyssey. It's very attractive. It has possibilities to make my life easier. I don't have to quite think in all the different areas, and after a while, the hallucinations from AI may or may not bother me. I might go ahead and say, okay, instead of it being green, my AI engine advises it should be blue. So I'm okay with that. And so the problem with AI is if you don't know how to do it yourself, if you've never done it yourself, you've always had AI do it for you, at some point you lose the ability to be able to chart your own destiny. You can't know the difference. Is it right? Am I being lied to? How would you know?
Right. That's exactly where I wanted to ask you, because lately, just to boost my YouTube channel, I've been doing a lot of shorts, and I rely on AI completely to write the scripts, do the video editing. Now I tweak it a little manually, but I'm finding that I publish this stuff and then people come back to me with errors, and so I don't think we can trust AI yet. To be correct about the answers it comes up with, or the or any of this kind of stuff. Can it be trusted? Is the question.
Well, so I think trust is a really loose term. AI in and of itself is machine learning. It's not smart. You have to teach it. And if you teach it incorrectly, it's going to be wrong over and over and over again. There was a
It's going
study.
to bite you, yeah.
There was a study that was done several years ago by a very large company trying to train AI by searching social media. It was online for about 2 days and had to fold because it was so biased and so out of whack with the rest of the world.
AI learned to be as racist as we were.
Exactly. But we do it with anonymity because people somehow feel brave when they're behind a keyboard rather than face to face. And so if they lie and they tell, all sorts of stories and they make up crud as they're walking along, no one knows the difference. And we're very hateful right now for some crazy reason.
Yeah.
Collectively.
I agree.
I have a question for Charles. It says here that you're like a big World War II fan. History World War II fan.
Fan. I mean, fan is a difficult word to use.
Yeah. Okay. I should say.
World War.
Yeah. No, but a student or a student of World War II history.
Student would be a better term, yeah.
Okay, so like with what's going on in our society today, with people, with the regurgitation of the Nazi things, is it for you? Is it like a case study? You get to see it recurring like live, like saying, "Oh, so I can see how it happened back then even better because I see it happening now." Or is it kind of disturbing? Or what? I'll just put this way: what is your opinion of it? I should say.
So, World War II was a time of mass insanity. People, they were pulling themselves out of World War One. The economics were just now starting to put their countries back online, and the people that decided that they could exploit that kind of attitude went to power, and in several different countries. Just to be blunt, and then it took on the this unusual complexion of I can do whatever I want because I can say whatever I like and people will sort of believe it, and that's where we start the Enigma book series is with 3 men from Poland that they watched their country overrun by the Germans in 30 days. They couldn't stop them. At one point, they actually have it's documented where they had their lancers on horses, charged at the German cavalry, only to find out that the panzers were behind them and they slaughtered them. So it was one of those heartbreaking scenarios. But we postulated these 3 men decided they would steal and try to steal something from the Germans and hurt them. And the Enigma machine was that device, their communications vehicle to be able to transmit an open code, and nobody would be able to understand it. Well, once we got a hold of the Enigma machine and broke the code, then we could read his stuff as fast as they were transmitting it. They didn't realize it. The lessons learned from World War II. There's always the bad guys who are ahead. Again, same scenario, and takes a while for the good guys to catch up. Realize that here's a problem. And let's marshal all of our energies to being able to right the injustice that was being propagated across the planet. And that's what World War II was about. And so I like getting into the weeds on some of the people on either side, the Eastern Front, the Pacific Theater, all of it stark and a harsh learn for a generation that had to go and fight that kind of an issue.
Wow. As you're talking, my mind is going back to, I don't know if you're familiar with a movie that Robert Redford was in called 3 Days of the Condor, but
Yes.
it's about the CIA studying books and things like this to see how they could be adapted to real world problems, or or how those things that are in sometimes fiction, sometimes fiction based, but how they are applied to real world situations. Are you guys on like a deep state list because of the things you write about, or the things, can they be applied? Would the intelligence agencies be interested in the things that you're writing about, and maybe some enemies be interested in the things?
I hope not. Oh my gosh, I hope not. Unless they're going to buy it and put it in a movie, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah. No, and what happened is a lot of times we'll look at these technical threats, and we're just enough ahead of the curve to be able to postulate what might happen. And that happened to us in book 10 when we talked about cryptocurrency, and we were going to use Venezuela as the poster child for these cyber freebooters who were going to bring in their cryptocurrency and help save the economy. And I was so irritated that before we got the book published, Maduro decided that cryptocurrency was important for Venezuela, and so they launched their own cryptocurrency. Now, I sent this clown an email saying, "Can you wait just a minute? I mean, give me a couple. I want my book to come out first, so it looks like we're geniuses." You guys are and gals are gentle people of good breeding, so I won't tell you the language he used when he replied to me about what I should do. But we actually did see that one before he sprung it on his people and the rest of the planet. So some of the stuff is it's nice. That's the spooky part when you're seeing you're writing about the future and it comes true.
Now you could have. How much longer was when was the book released as opposed to when it occurred? How much of a lag was there?
It was like 4 weeks. It was like 4 weeks. The book is already finished. It was going through the post-production stuff and all of that rigmarole.
So people will understand how long it takes to write a book, will know that you've already had come up with this. Now you could have just put like a little footnote in there, like a little number 1 right next to that in the book, and then it says, "Look, we thought of this a year before they did this." Let's see, and just keep writing.
It's that Bill Hicks Dennis Leary thing. He stole it before. He was so good. I did it 10 years. I stole it from him by doing it 10 years before he ever thought of it. Kind of thing. Does that affect the way you approach writing, knowing that you're writing about things that people are already working on, and you might be kind of there might be some cross reference there, and it might look ideas and all that stuff. Does it affect the way you approach writing?
No,
not really.
We want to be able to have a true technical threat that we can see. I mean, that's what we've done for decades, or at least 12 weeks, and we want to be able to use that as and put in the fictional characters and how they would respond, and that's the fun of the story. It's like, how do they know what to do? I mean, this is an awful scenario. How do we stop this? And it's the reasoning process, and that's what the story Smith thing is all about. How do the good guys get back at the bad guys and empty their bank accounts and have them in jail?
Yeah, emptying bank accounts is. I'm not sure that's the greatest threat. But it's a big one. Banking, of course, all the banking relies on technology that is accessible. It was much, I liked it better when we were dealing with hard currency and before computers got involved and all that stuff. You were sure there was much more certainty before this stuff. So now, at the Enigma series ends here, do you start a new series, and do you have to develop a fresh set of protagonists or a protagonist for where you go from here?
Even better. So during the 12 books in the Enigma series, because it took about, I want to say it took several years to get the whole series done, but they were evolving characters. So in some series, the characters never grow, they never mature. But in our series, the characters grow, the characters mature, the characters have relationships, and they have children. So we decided at 12, when I said I couldn't do 13 because superstitious, it would go to the next generation. And so we took the offspring of the original group, which is the hero group, and we decided that they would be the more contemporary next generation. And so we launched the Enigma Tracer, Tracer, as the first book in the trilogy of the next generation. And the reason we did that was because people that started learning technology in the 80s, 90s, and so forth, that technology was changing about every 3 or 4 years. Now changes in technology happen about every 6 months, where it's expanded and changed and adopted, and oh no, I'm going to throw that away because I hurry up and fail before I hurry up and succeed. So now the next generation has a whole different mindset of how they deal with threats and problems, but threats keep getting recycled. Right. So threats of ransomware, it's been around for a really, really long time, but it seems to still work.
Yeah. This is a stock question about everybody who writes the series. Is starting from book 1 a prerequisite, or can you pick up the 12th book, the Ransom Enigma, and start fresh from there and still be engaged in it without having to know everything that happened in the first 11 books?
We have a rule that we don't write cliffhangers. We don't write, okay, if you want to see the ending of this book, you got to buy the next one. That's not fair. We simply won't do that. So they're standalone books. Are they richer if you read them in sequence? Yeah, let's be fair here. But can you pick up any one of the books and enjoy a story? We spend time to be able to bring if that's the only book we get you for, we want it to be a good experience.
So the publishers don't pressure you to leave it as a cliffhanger? Because I would think they would. Well, that's interesting. Because I would think business-wise, it makes sense from their perspective to want to have you make them reliant on reading all the entire series.
Well, I mean, the hate mail comes
and
from
honestly,
doing that.
the Ransom Enigma that you have up right now is a perfect example. So the Ransom Enigma is actually, I don't know which number it is, but that's been a 3-year series collaborated with 11 other authors. So wow. 12 different authors participate in the Magnolia Bluff Crime Chronicles. And each of us have a month that we release our standalone book in. And so we created this small town in Texas called Magnolia Bluff. It's on the banks of the Burnett Reservoir. It's in the Texas Hill Country. If you like good wine, it's a great place to go for wine. And so in that particular small town, it's full of gossip. I don't know if you've ever lived in a small town, but small towns are just inundated with gossip. Everybody knows everybody's business. And you can have a next door neighbor that you adore, whereas your friend Mildred thinks that Charles is just no one I want to talk to, or whatever the case may be. So what happens in that book is, people are dying to get into this town, clearly, and it's a cozy mystery. So each book is absolutely a standalone. Do we steal characters from one another? Absolutely, we do. And we like them. So there's a cop and there's a coroner and there's, all these wonderful coffee brewers, so forth. But we don't kill one another's characters. So if we create the character, we can kill it. If somebody else created the character, they can kill it. But there's I don't know, what are we up to? 32 now?
Well, our book was 27, book number 27 in the series. So, yeah, it's But it's it's a fun exercise because it's like, oh, can I borrow this character? And early on, we found out that if you didn't communicate real well with the other authors in the series, you got halfway into your book and they send a note saying, well, so and so got whacked in my book. Like, oh no, I got to start over again. We need some surgery here. Medic, get this character out. Give me another one.
I have a question real quick. Like my big series, but that's fine. Go ahead.
Because you were very specific about where Magnolia Bluff is located. Did you go to the map and look on there and say, okay, there's nothing there? This is so that some geek doesn't come along. I mean, geek in the nicest way. Doesn't come along and Magnolia Bluff is sitting right on top of Township Council, right?
Now the cross streets, the cross highways there, those are there. Burnett Reservoir is there. Is there a Magnolia Bluff? We can imagine one there. Okay, I'll answer it that way. But no, there's not.
It's right next to Mule Shoe. Mule Shoe.
Have any of you ever been to Texas?
Yes.
I think all of us have.
I went to school in eastern New Mexico, and it was a pretty dry county when I this is how long ago it was. There was still prohibition going on, but so we had to go to Lubbock or Amarillo on the weekends quite often. So I've been through that West Texas a lot. So
yeah.
And if you've ever been to Texas, you know that Texas only has one natural lake. All the rest of the lakes that are in Texas that people ski on and enjoy are all part of the reservoirs that were built, and the Corps of Engineers controls them. Because the Corps of Engineers controls them, there's a limit to how close towns and other things can be to some of those reservoirs. So to answer your question, this area happens to be blank when we chose it. There was nothing there, and the odds are it won't be built on for quite some time. Other than Magnolia Bluff in the cemetery, it's on there.
I don't recall Texas being known for wine, any part of Texas. You
need to rethink that. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Really?
Up and down. Well, Lubbock is also where a lot of the fruit is grown for wines.
Don't you need a lot of rain for grapes and stuff, though? No?
Texas A&M is really famous for helping to make sure that agriculture thrives. And so, no, Texas Hill Country is absolutely gorgeous, luscious for grapes. You need to go. You need to check it out.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't been back since the 1990s, somewhere like 97, 98, somewhere around there. But I'm curious about, because I do live in a small town now. It's not in Texas, obviously, but I don't know any of my neighbors, and I don't think they know me. And I like it that way. It's really, I mean, there's enough space between us that we don't have to know each other's business. I don't know.
See, I have like a small town feel. I live in a small town that wants to be a big town. So my neighbors know me and they wish they didn't. So
right.
Look at that feel.
But also, I think everybody on the internet wishes they didn't. So yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
So now, with this whole idea of the technology thriller stuff, are you an optimist for where we're going with this? Do you have faith that humanity is going to survive all the kind of threats that come up due to technology? Some of them that you create out of the ether in your own minds about.
It's a struggle. I mean, that's what the human race has done for eons. The struggle. It's never pretty. There's always well, you won this round, but we'll be back tomorrow. I'd like to believe that there's the ability to be able to win over time. The struggle, the people that say, no, I'm not going to take this answer. I don't think that, this is not correct. Let's strive for a better universe. Are we going to get our feet muddy on the way to it? Probably.
All right. Now, because obviously with the crypto stuff, you have to keep up with modern technology. You're writing about technological thrillers. You have to keep up on the cutting edge of the stuff. I want to ask you, and I'm sorry if this is not about the book, but the book is in there, and the URL, they can go explore all the books and Neuralink. This idea of fusing humanity with technology. That seems a little scary to me, and it seems like something more out of a horror movie than really a thriller book. This idea of mankind merging with computers or AI or whatever you want to call it. What is your feeling about where we're going with that kind of stuff?
I think we have to have something of a guardrail of what we will and will not allow, and that's the hardest thing to create, because you have people that want to step outside of guardrails, or you have people that don't want to build them at all. Years ago when Amazon started, as a good example, we used to get insulted because we go to Amazon, buy something on Monday, go back on Thursday, and we'd have 300 ideas of what we should buy next from their AI. Now, now it's just obscene. I mean, we get flooded with all sorts of messaging. It's a marketing madness kind of
30
thing.
emails a day from Amazon about what they are suggesting I might be interested in. It's out of control. I think you're right. But in terms of that, I mean, because the intent, now you correct me if I'm wrong, my belief about the intent is to help people who have no use of their arms or legs or whatever, for whatever reason, to be able to have a better life. But there's obviously some really dark possibilities in where they can go with that. What would a guardrail look like in terms of how you stop Neuralink or just the fusion of man and machine from getting out of control?
Maybe that's one of those harsh lessons that we have to learn, because there is no, well, to your point, what if, for somebody who's been paralyzed, all right, let's jumpstart their circuitry with artificial circuitry, so that the nerve endings will now respond to the impulses from the brain. That sounds pretty cool. All right, well, if I can do it for somebody who's been paralyzed, what would I do for somebody who wants to be a weightlifter and look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the day? Where do we draw the line? Where is the wait? This is appropriate. This isn't. Now we're back to subjective statements, and whose subjective statements do we accept? Is where I think where you're going with your comment, because we actually put some of that in the. In book 3, where they wanted to blend nanotechnology into the mix of human beings, and where would they take it for communication purposes? I mean, they've already got some of that in the Nordic countries, where they embed chips in their hands, and they basically wave their hand over a card reader, and it basically says, "Okay, we'll email you the receipt for your purchase." They don't use credit cards. They've implanted stuff in there, and it's like, okay, is that a little uncomfortable for me? Yeah, but how big a jump is it from chipping your dog to chipping a human being?
Right.
That's
I have two concerns about that. One is that long term, at some point, your body is going to
reject
the
it.
circuitry is going to have metals in there. At some point, your body is going to react with that stuff. It has to. So we don't know what it will do to us as far as like poisoning. And the other thing that concerns me is that if you can use those electrical impulses to activate to make limbs respond, you probably could use those same to block impulses, like, because we have one of the things that stops us from being criminals is that we have impulse control.
Right.
We may all be in traffic and get cut off and think, I would really like to, and we don't. But then you get someone who's clever enough to put a Neuralink, let's call it a Neuralink, and it shuts off the impulse control. Right. Now we're in traffic and we are all, doing each other in.
We have 1 minute. They have to get off at I think it's 10:50 our time, 9:50 their time.
Yeah, Roxy has a heart out, but Charles said he'd stick around forever. He loves us.
Oh, I did not know that. Anyway,
yeah, I'm happy to go bore you to death with my theories. Happy to stay and have your head spinning around, going, God, I hadn't thought of that.
Right. So really, if you can, in just like a really short 30 seconds here, before we wrap this up, thrillers by nature leave people with a sense of anxiety and not necessarily a happy ending. I don't know if you want to give this away, but at the end of 12, the 12th book, am I going to be feeling anxious and frightened, or is there some kind of resolution and hope at the end of this?
I think in 12 you get hope. You get hope, but you're still not certain, because there is always going to be somebody out there that is got an ego bigger than the planet, or they're greedier than Croesus, or they just want the power to say, I did it, you didn't.
Right.
And there are lots of people like that. So.
But the storyteller
audience for your books, is it general thriller seekers, or do you have to have some kind of technological, background or knowledge?
No, I mean, it's anybody that's ever wanted to lead a desperate mission against incredible odds to save the planet. You're going to love the techno thriller books, because we water down the technology so that it's, you don't need to have a PhD to be able to understand what's going on, because it's a story. It's this threat.
We have to say goodbye to Rock. Thank you for being part of the program. Charles, you're going to hang with us for a bit, right?
You bet. Yeah.
All right, let me see. Let me change this layout here. This will be better. That's better, except for let's do this and this. That's better. You like that better? So yeah. Now let's. Since Rox is out of the room, I want to talk to you about that. She hired you as her boss.
That's right.
That's a strange. I was trying to think if I've ever had that kind of. I think I did at one point have to interview candidates for my boss. That sounds like a tricky dynamic, because knowing that she helped you get the position, does that change the way somebody underneath you within a corporate structure, the way you treat and interact with them, knowing that you're being there is based on her recommendation, right? That's kind of an interesting dynamic. Does it have any effect on that relationship, the work relationship?
No, and the reason is that I was hired to do a particular task, and I was able to articulate it well enough to be able to be considered ahead of the other candidates. So her position was, Charles positioned himself well. He answered the questions. He bringing the technology that we need to the table. Here's my vote, because she had two other people that had to say yeah as well. So she did plead the case, and I got to speak with all of them. She just happened to put the deciding vote in, saying, I think this is the one we need.
Now, did they ask you, what is your weakness, and what did you say? Because that's like a typical question. Like, what is your weakness?
So weaknesses that I'm too humble. That's the one that usually gets the and the other thing is I do run with scissors, and so that's I have to be careful with that as well. So.
Wow.
Now, do you run towards people with scissors or away from people with scissors? That makes a difference. The direction and all the points out or in, that makes a difference as well.
That does make a differse.
Yeah,
I can attest to that.
Yeah, I always put that on my resume, like, okay, here's my strengths, and my weaknesses. What would you categorize your weaknesses? Like, I sometimes run with scissors, and the pointed ones, not the blunt ones. I graduated to use the pointed ones now.
Yeah.
My weakness was I have mommy issues, not with my mother, but with yours. So no.
Wow. We could have saved that till later. So now, from the author perspective, were you guys like working when you were working together? Did you say did it come up then like we should write books together? I mean, how did that start? She hired you to be her boss. You got to know each other, and did one of you just turn? What happened? Oh, Ron stepped out. Let me take the book out then. Did one of you like just turn to the other and said, "You know what? I think we should start writing books together"? I mean, what's the genesis?
So what happened is that we ended up at a high tech company, a telecom company, and we were in professional services. One of the things you had to be able to do was go fix stuff that other people broke, and sometimes we were brought in to be able to assess their technical environment, and the output was a white paper. Here's all the stuff that we've seen. Here's what you could do to fix it. Here's how our products could do it. Or sometimes, hey, I don't have anything to fix that, but I know what you need. So go shop here. And so we do that for a couple of years, and then one day she pops up and says, "Hey, we can write some white papers for our buck." And that turned into some tech manuals. We did 2 of those for them, and they said, "This is great. You guys can write stuff for us, indefinitely, except one problem. If you've ever written anything in the technical world in 6 months, it's out of date. You ever see that version, 15, 16, 17 on a tech manual? It's because it's out of date, and they have to continue to update it." And I'm like, I don't like this. So I, gathered up my marbles and stomped off and said, "I ain't doing this anymore." 6 months later, or 3 months later, she comes and he goes, okay, new deal. What if we write fiction instead of and bake in the technical stuff on the background? Well, how would that be? I went, well, I don't know. So he goes, and the clincher, Charles, we can kill people and not go to jail for it. Okay. I went, oh, I'm sold.
Sounds appealing to me. I'm in.
Yeah. Where do I sign? So, that's where we get the first book, which is about identity theft, and what is that like? And so that was our first exercise, and then it was just, what about this technical threat and that technical threat, and the supercomputer ghost virus. We've had some great ideas just come down the conveyor belt, and we got used to being able to write together, and from the technical standpoint, and the storyline, and the storyline's really it's where we really shine, I believe.
Now, the technology that you use, is it all technology that exists, or did you have to create a technology to make your story work? In some cases, like say, okay, if they had this, if this was out there, it would make this work better, but they don't, so we have to make it.
Almost all of it that you'll find. If it was a little leading edge when we started, it's basically mainstream by this time. We've seen a lot of stuff that was, here, what do you think about this? Oh, wow, this is very cool.